Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
We're very proud of him. We're all very proud of him and excited for what he was able to accomplish.
A fashion industry leader passes away. Those who knew the State Line-born designer say he accomplished a lot in his life, cut short by cancer.
Nearly half a dozen people are in the building when a Rockford house catches on fire. Family members rally around the senior citizen who now doesn't have a place to live.
A company that aims to increase education and job opportunities in the community is expanding. Goodwill hopes to reach a new side of the Rockford area. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Notable fashion designer and former Rockford resident Virgil Abloh passed away this weekend. He was 41 years old.
In 2018, Abloh made history by becoming the first black artistic director of menswear at Louis Vuitton. He was battling an aggressive cancer of the heart known as cardiac angiosarcoma. The disease can lead to tumors which restrict blood flow from the body to the heart. Doctors say the rare form of cancer often goes undetected, and there isn't an easy screening process. Patients typically live 1 to 5 years after being diagnosed.
It is incurable. However, it depends on the location of that tumor and the extent of the tumor. Some surgeons can remove the tumor depending on how big it is or where it's located. Sometimes you have to do a heart transplant, and it really varies on a case-by-case basis.
Symptoms of the disease include difficulty breathing, chest pain, lightheadedness, and swelling of the lower body. Anyone experiencing those issues should see a doctor.
Virgil Abloh made a mark in the fashion industry around the world. His initial roots, though, were here in Rockford.
Alexis Carpello spoke with a former teacher of Abloh's today, and Alexis, she tells you this news was shocking.
Yeah, she did, Eric and Mimi. Those who I spoke with over the past 2 days tell me how proud they were of his groundbreaking designs and humble personality. Virgil Abloh often said everything he does is for the 17-year-old version of himself.
I was shocked. It took me completely by surprise.
Luis Basili can remember the day that high school freshman Virgil Abloh came and sat in her classroom at Boylan Catholic High School.
Virgil was a very dedicated student. He was motivated, put a lot of time into his work, excelled in all of his classes at Boylan High School.
She says at the time she wasn't aware of his artistic abilities, but the success he achieved creates a platform for students to aspire to.
Whenever I read about him in the press, and he was in the press a lot in the last few years, I took great pride in having taught him. We have a diverse student population, and he's a great role model for all of our students.
Rockford's own Virgil Abloh achieved success in every sense of the word.
Rockford Area Arts Council Executive Director Mary McNamara Bernston says Abloh's accomplishments will continue to influence artists in the Forest City.
I think Virgil's far too early passing will be felt by both the younger generation of artists as well as those who have watched him grow into fame, at his age and older. Those mentors are so critical for artists so that we can grow and we can reach, creatively speaking. And Virgil Abloh provided that for not only the Rockford community, but the community of color in the arts world.
I think the message to our current students is that you can accomplish anything you set out to do.
Abloh graduated from Boylan High School in 1998. He was 41 years old and leaves behind his wife, Shannon, and 2 children. Eric?
Thanks, Alexis. Rockford police released more details about last week's shooting death of 15-year-old Malachi Lee. Around 3:45 November 23rd, officers were called to Ashland Avenue for a report of gunfire. First responders found Lee shot and lying in the middle of the road. Police say the teen died moments later. Investigators still have not provided information on a suspect in the case. If you know anything about the shooting that could help police, contact Rockford PD. A weekend shooting scene ends with a Rockford man's arrest. Around 11:20 last night, officers were called to Stanley Street. They found spent shell casings on the front porch of a house and spoke with the homeowner. According to police, Alvino Vela would not cooperate. Officers say they also found 2 kids and a loaded handgun inside the house in plain sight. They arrested Vela. He's charged with reckless discharge of a firearm.
Illinois State Police announced a development in the investigation of a highway shooting that injured a Rockford woman. Early in the morning on October 23rd, state troopers were called to I-90 West in Winnebago County. Police talked to a 23-year-old driver who said she'd been shot at and her car damaged. The victim was treated for her injuries. 3 kids in the vehicle were okay. Last week, Khalid Holiday of Bloomington, Minnesota, was arrested for the crime. He's charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder and 1 count of aggravated discharge of a firearm. Police say the suspect will be extradited to Illinois shortly.
Flames break out at a Rockford home.
This happened just before 11 this morning. Rachel Perry was there as crews battled the fire. And Rachel, first responders tell you no one was hurt?
That's right, Mimi and Eric. Family says 5 people were home at the time of the fire started, but everyone was able to get out safely. One family member tells me her mom has owned this home for the last 25 years. Smoke and flames leave a 73-year-old woman without a home and short of breath.
She had inhaled a lot of smoke, and she was having a hard time breathing, which she already had some problems with breathing. And they gave her a treatment and everything, but now she's sitting in my car doing better.
Brenda Kitchens tells me her mom has owned this house on North Church Street near John for more than 2 decades. Now her home is destroyed and she'll need to move, but Brenda says she's got plenty of options.
She got so many offers. She got a lot of grandkids and relatives here, but she has a lot of different offers. She might come to my house. She can go to my other sister's house, cousin's house. I'm not sure yet where she'll be at.
Several Rockford Fire Department crews were on scene, and Fire Chief Michelle Pankow tells me a majority of the blaze was put out not long after they got the call.
You know, there's fire in the walls and in the attic and the concealed spaces. So yeah, they're working to get that out, but the bulk of the fire has been extinguished.
Still no word yet on what started the fire, but it did cause $40,000 in damages. Kitchens tells me besides her mom, her sister, niece, nephew, and a baby were home all at the time the fire started, and all are doing okay. Eric.
Rachel, thanks for that story. Old belongings will breathe new life into a Rockford retail building. Goodwill is set to open its 12th store in our region. It'll be located at the former Gander Mountain on McFarland Road in Rockford. That is near Springbrook and Perryville. The space has been empty since 2019. Goodwill executives plan to renovate it by next spring. In addition to a resale store and donation center, the building will also offer mission programs. Those include adult education and job training. Goodwill of Northern Illinois President Ben Bernstein says the building's size means endless opportunities for the company.
The larger footprint that we have at this retail store, which is considerably larger than all of our other stores, it opens up great options for innovative retail concepts, for integrating mission into our retail operation, and really delivering an exceptional customer experience.
Bernstein adds Goodwills serve 20,000 people in the state line area. President Joe Biden addresses how the country is responding to a new COVID-19 variant.
Proactive moves include travel restrictions and planning in case other steps are necessary. Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon has the details as she keeps you connected to the nation's capital.
Good evening. President Joe Biden said today that health officials do not believe that new vaccines will be necessary to deal with this new variant. However, he said that the government is beginning to plan for that possibility just in case.
This variant is a cause for concern, not a cause for panic.
As the world learns more about a new COVID-19 variant, Omicron, President Joe Biden says we already know the best way for people to protect themselves.
Getting fully vaccinated and getting a booster shot.
Because a portion of the population remains unvaccinated, the virus continues spreading and mutating into new variants. Health officials say the current vaccines and boosters offer some protection from the new variant, but plans are already underway in case that protection isn't enough.
My team is already working with officials at Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson to develop contingency plans for vaccines or boosters if needed.
Even though the Omicron variant has also been detected in other parts of the world, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says right now the U.S. is only banning travel from 8 countries in southern Africa.
It is a much larger spread in South Africa than it is at this point in Europe and other countries. We will continue to assess if there are additional restrictions that need to be put in place.
Those travel restrictions do not apply to U.S. citizens or permanent residents who are traveling back from those 8 southern African countries. Reporting in Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, things are pretty quiet for us this evening. A live look at the Mercial Skytrack camera now out over Riverside and 90. The cloud cover we had from earlier today clearing out, which will set the stage here for a mostly clear sky tonight. And it's nice, too, because it was a beautiful sunset here for us this evening. But as our skies continue to clear, winds will also begin to calm a bit from where they were earlier today. So we had a rather blustery wind from the south. That wind speed will die down. But with the clearing we had over the last couple of hours, temperatures out to the west were able to make it up near 50 degrees. 42 currently in Galena, 44 in Rockford, 40 right now in Freeport, 41 for our weather watcher Bob here on the southeast end of Rockford, 42 for Ben up in South Beloit. Those numbers will eventually drop down into the upper 20s for the overnight. Now, we had a lot of cloud cover out there earlier today in response to a quick moving low pressure system. All of that precipitation really blossoming once it got out over on the other side of Lake Michigan. So some pretty decent snow coming down over Michigan, northeast, north central Indiana. You still have a couple of flurries out over portions of southeast Wisconsin. That, though, should stay to our east as our skies continue to clear and high pressure builds in. With that southerly wind, we got a little bump in our temperatures from what's been back to our west with some of that warmth. We'll see those numbers cool, though, as our winds shift around to the northwest. Not a lot of cold air, however, behind that. Currently still have a southerly wind. What's going to happen tonight, cold front comes in and that wind direction will shift around to the northwest. Temperatures tonight will drop down to 28, but we'll gain a good 20 degrees for tomorrow afternoon, up to 48 for Tuesday. Actually going to be a pretty pleasant day, and winds won't be quite as strong. We've got this up and down pattern in our jet stream this week, which allows kind of a couple of clipper systems to work in. This is what is going on. We've got what we call northwesterly flow in the jet stream, so ridge of high pressure out to our west, and you get this dip in the jet stream out over the east. Well, this brings in more Pacific air versus the cold Arctic air, which continues to stay bottled up to the north. Now, with that, yes, with these clipper systems, you get the warm up, you get the cool down, but that cool down doesn't last because we warm right back up, and it also keeps us fairly dry. So while we've got a few flurries, couple of showers that could work in here this week, nothing that looks too significant, as notice a lot of the wet weather stays up to the north or even further down to the south. So what does that mean for us over the next couple of days? Well, quiet here as we clear out, upper 20s tomorrow morning. So it is going to be a little brisk, but we should manage at least the upper 40s. This particular model brings us up near 50 for tomorrow afternoon. I think we've got a good shot of hitting the 50s here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We quickly bring back the cloud cover, though, Tuesday night. You could see a very light mix early Wednesday. Temperatures then behind that system will warm into the low 50s. Guys, we could be in the upper 50s then by Thursday, staying near that 50-degree mark on Friday. That's our next clipper system. Might see a stronger one here for the end of the weekend, but you know those temperatures, they drop back into the 30s by the time we get into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of next week.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
Yes, I have a few Thanksgiving weekend leftovers I want to touch on this evening. First is the District 205 Tip-Off Basketball Classic. Once again, Matt Parker and his team, led by Abby Compton, Alex Gary, and others, did a great job overseeing this event, and again making it a Rockford sports gem. 13 teams competed over 4 days and nights of action. Games were played at East and Jefferson this year, and they went off without a hitch, with the exception of one team arriving late one night for its game. And the blog that District 205 puts out does a great job keeping everyone informed of the schedules and the outcome of the games. In a short time, this event has become a real Rockford jewel and an event that teams want to play in to get them ready for the season. Well done once again to everybody involved. Tomorrow night at midnight, Major League Baseball's collective bargaining agreement will expire. The owners and players will shut things down while they try to work out a new agreement. And it's funny how last year during the pandemic, the owners were crying poor due to no fans being allowed in the stadiums. I guess it's no longer the case because there's some big money being doled out right now on the free agent market. Max Scherzer has just received a 3-year, $130 million deal from the Mets. That comes out to $43 million a year. Infielder Corey Seager will make $32.5 million a year over the next 10 years from the Rangers. And the Rangers will also pay infielder Marcus Semien $25 million over the next 7 years. I remember when A-Rod got $25 million a year back in his prime, and what a ridiculous amount of money that seemed then. Well, now it seems small compared to what Scherzer and Seager are going to be making. A couple quick golf notes. Tiger Woods tells Golf Digest he hopes to play competitive golf again, but he doesn't expect to compete at the highest level. That means he doubts he'll be in the hunt for more major championships. It's probably realistic, but if he can just play a few PGA events here and there, what a thrill that'll be for us golf fans. He'll still be a mammoth ratings draw. And another golfing legend, Lee Elder, has passed away at the age of 87. He was the first black man to play in the Masters in 1975. He received several death threats that year before competing. Lee Elder wasn't an all-time great. He won only 4 PGA Tour events. But his perseverance in dealing with racism puts him right up there with Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, and others. Men who were more than athletes. They truly impacted their sports for the better. And how cool that the Masters just this year included Lee Elder as one of its honorary starters.
After yesterday's wind, today felt a lot more mild for sure.
It did, yeah. You know, temperatures were comfortable, especially when you got some of the wind to kind of die down a little. It was chilly when we didn't have much sunshine out there too, but it was nice to see some of that to end the day.
Yeah, sun still makes a big difference.
It really does.
Even this time of year when we don't get much of it.
I know, you know, late November, December, once you get into January, you get more cloudy days than sunny days, so we can take whatever sunshine we can get, and we should have a decent amount of it, at least for tomorrow afternoon. For tonight, though, skies continue to clear. You've got more of that snow, rain pushing off to the east. The first warning interactive radar there on mystateline.com. 28 degrees for us tonight. We're up to 48 for tomorrow. Clouds, however, are going to quickly increase tomorrow night. That could lead to a little rain, snow early Wednesday. A couple of 50s, a few 50s actually midweek.
Well, sounds good. Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.